My wife and I run a very successful business in a very peculiar way. I got this concept out of a book. I didn't make it up. My wife and I are polar opposites. Opposites attract? They must. She doesn't like anything I like. Too complicated. I don't like anything she likes. That's too simple. I want my brain struggling to keep hold of reality. She wants peace of mind. I want to ride the lightning. She wants to cheer me on from a more sensible position. I consider that the business is hers because without her, I ain't doing all that right there. I will not thrive running a business day to day. I will not. I love the idea of business. I know what to do. I know what the 10-year strategy should be. I know how to do the branding and the marketing. I don't want to do the marketing. I don't want to run a website. I don't want to talk about these products all day to customers. I like talking about other stuff. Did I write the recipes? Yeah. I like doing that part. The research and all that. I don't want to be the one mixing it together every day, though. What? Guess who does thrive on all that, though? She does. She loves running the website and keeping up with the inventory and talking to the customers and all that, having something like that to do consistently every day. Not me. I like doing some parts of this, necessary for success. She likes doing the other parts that are necessary for success. So it is her business. I don't even want to run one. I'm glad that she does, though. And the power structure might seem a bit confusing, but it really makes complete, total sense. It's synergistic. Whose business is it? Hers. Whose idea was all this? Mine. I do want to see it done, but I don't want to be in charge of the daily anything. But she does, so that's okay. When she says, Ryan, I need you to strain 12 of those jars, guess what I do? When she says, Ryan, the supplies came in, I need you to unpack those for us, guess what I do? When she says, wash those jars so that we can reset them, guess what I do? When she says, those bins need labeled, guess what I do? All of that. Without a question, without an argument, without a grump, with a very enthusiastic, yes, I will. I want to have a business. I don't want to run one. I want to tell us where to run it to and how. And she wants to administrate all that, which leaves me on board to pitch in with menial tasks. They're so far beneath me. Don't you know I'm the creative director of Puppalums? Well, if I want to be, I better strain the jars and unpack the supplies. The parts that I'm in charge of, what it should look like, what it should sound like, how we should phrase it. The lore. The branding. She trusts me and follows my lead. When it comes to the everyday administration, she has the authority and she holds it competently. And so when she tells me what to do to accomplish the task that I have given her to accomplish, and I just mean this is my idea here. I said, hey, babe, we should do this. And she was like, I don't think so. I don't know what that's all about. And I said, trust me, we should do this. And she said, well, okay, you know, that's a saturated market to get into, right? And I was like, well, watch us. Get into it. But being that she trusted me and went all in on administrating this experiment right here, she tells me what to do to see it done in a day, and I'm going to do it. I trust she knows what she's talking about. And this was all my idea to begin with. She has to heavily invest her time into my idea, and without her contributions, I'm not going to do all this. To the point that that's your company, sweetheart. We both recognize the math here, but she recognizes my value, not just in bringing it to this point, but in taking it into the future. That she says, nah, we can share it. Because the truth is, without both of us, Puppalums doesn't exist. Puppalums is Ryan and Misty. Without both of us, it might keep the name, but it'd be something else entirely. Now, if you've made it this far, I'm going to tell you the recipe for a successful business. Number one, your foundation is quality. Will people use this product a second time? Does it do what it claims? Does it solve the problem it was designed to solve? Is that problem solved somewhere else cheaper and easier? For instance, everybody wants to be a baker, have a bakery, and make cupcakes and cookies. Sweet treats. But if people are content to eat Oreos, you're going to have a bad time. Got to put a little thought in here. If you put a cheeseburger sushi restaurant, I mean all the sushi rolls are cheeseburger and steak and such, in the middle of a town with no sushi restaurant but lots of cheeseburger joints, you think you're going to sell a bunch of cheeseburgers wrapped up in rice and seaweed? Are the people going to keep coming back to this product? That's the question to answer here. Number two, your product should be high quality and consumable. If you build a house and sell it, it's not likely that person's going to buy another house from you. You have to find somebody else and build a house for them. But if you bottle a drink of some sort and they drink it and say that was good, guess what they're going to do? They're going to come back and get another one. Maybe they drink that drink every day now. So repeat customers is what we're talking about. You want customers to keep coming back. The only way to really get that done is to have a product that they keep using up and keep coming back for because it solves a problem for them. And number 3, on top of those two, high quality, consumable, you want your product to become scalable. Scalable means you have one row of jars on the counter and you fill those bottles by hand out of a pot. If you get a pot twice as big as the one you have and add a second row of bottles, you don't increase your work much, but you double your production. That's scalability. Being able to double and triple and quadruple your production without double, triple, quadrupling your workload. This is how you make more and more money to do the same action. Yeah, you gotta pour twice as many bottles now, but you're already there pouring bottles. Yeah, you gotta mix a double batch there, but you're already there mixing a batch. That's the concept. And it works. I didn't make any of this up. I read it in books that billionaires wrote and did it, and it works. You can do it too. Solve problems for people and keep doing it. Something they need rather than want is a better way to go. I suggest setting your prices 15% below market and don't be greedy. When inflation hit, we dropped another 15% instead of increasing anything. So right now we're about 30% below market. Because I do want to make money, but I don't have to do it in a way that hurts my customers. Number 4 is actually number 1. It actually is the foundation that 1, 2, and 3 are built upon. I should have said this first. For the Christians, it's lawful to strive in business, but you have to strive according to the commands of Jesus Christ. I cannot cheat anyone in business. If there's a loss to be taken between me and my customers, I'm gonna take it. I'm not out to be greedy. I'm out to solve problems and make a livelihood so that I can solve more problems with my increase. Make a trend and a habit of this in business. Considering love the foundation of every transaction, even if that's just a one-way street, that's okay. Somebody's got to do it. That's the way to be successful in business in a real way, not just with money, but in a way that money doesn't wreck you. The root of all evil is not money. The love of money is the root of all evil. Yet it remains true that money answers all things. In other words, the more that you have access to, the more that you can use, though there is a temptation there to keep it. And then it becomes money you have rather than money you have access to. Is it yours or is it just flowing and you're a conduit? That's what it is. It's just flowing and you're a conduit. Don't jam up the traffic. You got blessings pouring into your hand, don't close it. That's a fool's game right there. Leave it open, let it pour. Remembering the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. How you act when you have is going to determine how God treats you when you have not. Something like that. If anyone treats you kindly while you have not, you should learn from that so that you can act kindly when you do have. It's that pay it forward, whatever. In summary, my motto for a successful business is base every transaction on love, not greed. Solve problems for people that they need solved. If you want to make money, do that with a consumable that is scalable. Toilet paper is a consumable. Bottled soda is a consumable. Shampoo is a consumable. Tinctures and salves are also consumables. So are cupcakes and sushi. You just gotta choose wisely. And if you're partnered with anyone, you should let them be authority in their strong suits. If they show themselves to be competent in performing that thing which you trust them to perform. Teamwork makes the dream work. If you find yourself struggling, you may need a partner. Someone who can do the parts that you cannot. I hope this video has been helpful. I don't even know what to do with myself on this page, I'll be honest. Was this video helpful?